What's going on, people? I want to thank y'all so much for tuning into Opinionated Facts tonight. Tonight we have two very interesting topics for you guys. Of course, this is the place to come to for self-improvement. I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Journey to be Great and Lovejoy. How y'all doing tonight, ladies?
Wonderful.
I'm good. Today was a good day.
And how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I don't want to complain.
Always gotta one up me, huh?
That's it, man. Every time.
So help it.
Yeah, I can't. I definitely can't. And we're going to talk about some things tonight that some people can't help too. So we're going to talk about two very interesting topics tonight, you guys. We're going to talk about in-laws and make you want to throw paws. No, I did not come up with that as a title. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's going to make sense later. And we're also going to be talking about withholding sex from your spouse. You know you're wrong. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. But anyway, we're going to get right into it. Start with Jody. What you got tonight?
Recently, I had a conversation with a couple of people, a female and a male. And I just asked the question, like, what would be a deal breaker for marriage? Like, what is some things that would make you say, you know what, I want a divorce? So both of them had a couple of things, but one thing they had in common was difficult in-laws. Like in-laws always in your business and, you know, just raising hell in their life.
That's good. Go ahead.
Yes.
Think of it. So the lady, she was married before and she had this experience when the mom was just always very rude to her, never thought she was good enough for her son, and that caused issues in their marriage. And so the guy I spoke to, they weren't married, but he was in a relationship where pretty much it was an incident. The father got all in his face, was very rude to him, even got to the point where he was insulting his family. And he was like, the girl he was with, she was just kind of sitting there looking, didn't say anything, didn't try to defend him. So when he tried to walk away because he was at her father's home, said the guy came behind him, you know, still fussing and arguing and stuff. So that could have led to a situation that could have got pretty ugly. So he was just like, from going through that experience, if he's with someone and that's where their family is always in their business, he's like, that's a big deal breaker for him. So this made me Google some information because, like I said, if you marry and you're getting a divorce because of family butting in, I just wonder, like, you know, what are some ways you can hopefully deal with it? So I came across this article on verywellmind.com, which says what to do if you don't like your in-laws. So it gave a couple of things to try to deal with them. I don't know how well it works depending on your temper, but I'm gonna give some suggestions. So the first one being, communicate this with your significant other, with your wife, with your husband, and be mindful that these are their family members, okay? So I know you might be mad, you might be irritated, you might want to call them all type of ugly stuff, but kind of keep in mind, this their mom or their dad, this somebody they love too. So keep in mind,
right?
Before
ain't
you
got
just
nothing to do with me.
Before you just ready to go off, keep in mind, these are people they love too, but kind of tell them what's going on and hopefully they can step in and mediate and, you know, check their family, hopefully. The second one is avoid sensitive topics when it comes to in-laws, because that could be whether it's religion, politics, or even how you raise your kids. So if you can avoid those type of things at all costs, please do. Have boundaries with your in-laws. That could be whether visitations, you know, just whatever, just establish certain boundaries and try not to take things personally. I know that might be difficult, but especially when they make like little sly comments and stuff, try not to take it to heart. I know that's easier said than done, but it's just a suggestion. And it also says accept your in-laws as they are. Again, could be difficult, but just be mindful, like, hey, I only have to be around them for an hour. I'm gonna just get through this and I'm gonna go my separate way. And last but not least, be thankful for the good moments, if you have any. Try to search for some. So have y'all ever had to deal with any like difficult parents, or not necessarily parents, could be brothers or sisters or of someone that you were dating?
Yes.
We
weren't in-laws, but it was more of a mama's boy. So it was every time it was, oh, my mama said this. Oh, my mama do this. Oh, my mama said it should be this way. Oh, my mama. And I got to the point, I was like, you probably should date your mama. Because it was just like, you're not going to keep throwing. And then she even called me once. She was like, oh, I do this for him. And I was like, oh like,
wow.
He was not tripping when he was talking about her. Needless to say, that didn't last very long as a relationship. Because
I would have to say, yeah, I definitely dealt with that. Yes, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but yeah, they can be pain in the ass, bro. Like you be like, listen, this is my relationship, not yours. But then you also gotta have people that gotta set the boundaries themselves. Like if you know your parents are getting all into your relationship, bring them to the side and be like, hey, listen, I know you mean well, but you need to go on, okay? You and dad,
Right.
you and mama had y'all chance, then go sit down somewhere, okay? Go sit down. Unless it's something going on where you know what I mean, like it's some abuse or something like that, then I can understand that.
Yeah, that's different. But just
Right.
you just want to butt in just because.
Yeah, nobody got time for that. Going on, now going on.
Yeah.
We love y'all though. But yeah, so tonight we're gonna transition over to something. Hopefully the parents will get involved with this. But we're gonna talk about withholding sex. Withholding sex.
Please don't.
Please, withholding sex from your spouse. Man, first of all, I gotta ask y'all this. Have y'all ever withheld? All right, thank you for that answer. Have you ever been withheld from? Did anybody feel like they just didn't want to give it to you?
I mean, yeah, maybe that whole I'm tired and we just did it an hour ago. Let me rest.
Yes, young folks out here.
You know, I've gotten that too. Like, you tired.
Tired. This is crazy. But anyway, I'm going to go into something for y'all, man. I just Googled this, right? This comes from medium.com. Is withholding sex a form of cheating? Do y'all think withholding sex is a form of cheating?
I don't look at it that way, but I'm sure you're going to explain.
Okay, well, check me out. It says, since monogamy implies sex can only happen within the confines of the relationship, refusing your partner is a breach of the exclusivity contract, much like cheating is a breach of trust and commitment. What y'all think?
I still don't correlate that to cheating, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's cheating, but I guess I get what point they're trying to make. Like, you don't want them to sleep with somebody else, but you not sleeping with them also kind of like, well, what should I do? But I don't think it's cheating though.
Beg to differ, but we're gonna keep on going. So I look for another article. This is gentlepathmetals.com. It says, is withholding sex considered abuse? It says withholding love or sex is psychological abuse and results from early trauma. What y'all think about that?
Traumatized from what now?
It says it's from an early experience. Like you could have situations like where you don't want to have sex from an early experience. So that sometimes it may not be that they don't want to have sex with you. They just may be traumatized from maybe some earlier sexual issues.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. So we're gonna look more into like what withholding sex from a partner what it could do to them, what negative effects it could have on a relationship. So it says that they can have mental health issues. Withholding sex can have long-term effects on a person's mental health. It can also endanger restful sleep, which can lead to other issues. So y'all think y'all responsible for y'all person's sleep if y'all don't give them any sexual attention?
I mean, like what's the timeline on this? Because to say mental health, that's kind of extreme. If I have a headache one night, I mean, that shouldn't like mentally affect them.
Listen,
Are you trying to see how long they've been withholding sex?
Right, like for how long?
Listen, listen, it's two different areas he could work with here, man. If your head is hurt, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that about the period and stuff like that too, but no, on a more serious note, I think it can cause mental health issues. I've even heard people say stuff like they must be cheating. And you may say, well, that's not necessarily a mental issue, but it can cause them to be thinking things that can create, you know, psychological issues. Does that make sense? Especially if they feel like
I get it if it's been like a prolonged period of time. I can get that.
Okay, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit here. It says emotional instability, which can cause your partner to feel resentment, desire to cheat, and loss of interest in the relationship. I think a lot of men deal with that. Intimacy with withholding sex can make it difficult to increase intimacy and communication, which are essential parts of a healthy sex life. Now, see, this is different. I think some women desire more romantic, stuff, and men are more like on the physical side. But I think if you take out either one, it creates a void for both people. Some coping methods that can help increase intimacy and communication include remembering the past, considering being more than friends. Like I know sometimes people feel like, well, we just friends. I can't be giving you all of this. But in my mind, it's kind of interesting to say that because you can't give a person, people say it all the time, I'm gonna give them a piece of what, but there's no such thing as a piece of. It's an experience. So once you give a person experience, it's just giving them the same experience again. It's not a piece. So I guess that does make sense when they say, well, maybe consider being more than friends or trying to remember the past or what made that thing spark up so y'all can get back to starting a fire. What y'all think about that?
I think it's interesting. I'm still curious as to, I guess, maybe a study or a group of people that would kind of say, their partner withheld for how long before it started causing like issues in a relationship.
That would actually be interesting. Like, I could see if they're like, oh, it was 3 days. And it's like, was it that bad, or was it 3 months? Was it a year?
3 months? Yeah, I'm like, okay, it's a problem. But yeah, we're talking about a few days, 2-3 days. Like, are you a nympho? Is that
the question?
You gotta say yes. Absolutely. Here it is, general Google search for how long does it take, for men to start complaining about sex. And it says there isn't much information about how long it takes men to start complaining about sex. But here's some information about how sexless marriages can affect men. Isolation. Men may feel isolated. Difficulty getting support. Being in a sexless marriage can be a difficult topic for many spouses, and it can prevent them from getting the support they need, especially if the underlying issue isn't obvious. A sexless relationship is generally considered to be when a couple hasn't been sexually intimate for at least a month, and this frequency has been the norm for at least the past 6 months.
Okay, so he getting something like once a month, like once a month.
Yeah, man, he cheating, man. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. If y'all listening and he ain't getting none, he cheating. Clapping somebody's cheeks. But the thing about it though is like, here's what I'm saying, y'all. I don't think it's it's kind of like a catch-22. You don't want to be pressuring your person to lay down, but you also want it. So if you have to feel like I think a lot of men feel that way too. If you feel like you got to pressure her to lay down, it's better just go get it from somewhere else. Now she'll say, "Oh, you could have just got it from me," but no, I actually been trying it for the past 6 months. It didn't work out. So you say that's the thing. So that's a very tough dilemma to be in.
Yeah, and I guess I get it, because women, we don't typically hear no. So I think a lot of these studies do be about men, because maybe women are telling them no, but I don't really too much hear women hearing no when they ask it from sex from their partner.
Yeah,
I know a few that be saying no, but men get it, so I guess they don't get it enough. So like, I gotta get it when I can. So but to our listeners, I want to know, man, I'm just playing. I ain't finna go at it like that. Well, y'all having good quality sex. Y'all having some quality sex out there, man. I hope you are, because some of us are not, not getting very much action at all. And also, have y'all been having issues with those in-laws? Because I could tell y'all they have been a pain in the ass for me. And here's another thing before I close it out. Man, listen. If you having sex with yourself or masturbating, but you saying you on a journey and you want to be abstinent, is that the same thing?
I would say no.
All right,
I was about to say, I don't really think it's the same.
I'll tell you what, if y'all out there touching y'allself and not letting that man clap y'all cheeks, y'all to be ashamed of y'allself.
Now that's not right.
That ain't right, huh?
That is
anyway,
wrong.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We want to know y'all thoughts in the comments below, man. We really appreciate the support y'all been giving. I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Journey to Be Great, and Lovejoy. This is Opinionated Facts, of course, the Self-Improvement Podcast. And until next time, peace.